All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today with an amazing physician, Dr. Rajani Katta, who practices dermatology in Houston, Texas, and she's written an incredible book that I would highly recommend called Glow, a nutritional approach to naturally gorgeous skin. It's on Amazon, so I'd recommend that. And importantly, she is one of our speakers this year at our virtual conference in 2020. She'll be speaking on the whole food plant-based diet and skin health. So Rajani, it's great. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes to be with me today, and congratulations on your book and all the amazing work you're doing.
Thank you. And I'm honored to be here. So excited about the conference.
Yeah, and we're so excited to have you. We've never had a dermatologist talk about whole food plant-based diet and skin health, but it's really important, isn't it?
It sure is. Yes. So I'm really glad that this is another aspect of how beneficial plants are for health, but also for skin.
Yeah, and you and I were just talking when we started today about like summer skin and healthy skin. And maybe you can just highlight how fruits and vegetables and a plant-based diet offer and confer really good skin protection during the summer.
Yeah, that's such a great point that you made about summer skin. And when I think about our summers here in Houston, there's a lot of intense sunlight, but we're outdoors a lot. We love, my family and I, we just love being outdoors. And so you really start thinking, how can you really ramp up your protection for your skin while still being outdoors? And yeah, fruits and vegetables are a huge part of that. Just one small piece of how sun exposure affects the skin is because it increases levels of free radicals. And those free radicals, I like to say that even if you don't see a sunburn on your skin, that UV radiation is burning your skin on a molecular level. So it's actually causing damage to the DNA in our skin and the proteins and the lipids. And from a standpoint of looking in the mirror, that adds up over a number of years to fine lines and wrinkles and dark marks and rough skin. But in the short term, there are things that you can do to sort of protect yourself from those free radicals. And that's why you and I were talking about tomatoes and watermelon. So if you think about those summer fruits and vegetables, I love tomatoes and watermelon because they're really high in a nutrient called lycopene. And they've actually done studies. There's this one study that I love because it wasn't just, a lot of times when they do studies like this, they're testing a drug.
Right.
But with this one, they tested tomato paste. So they just gave people 2 tablespoons of tomato paste every day for 12 weeks. And at the end of that time, they had a better resistance to sunburning. So they actually tested how much sun it would take to cause a sunburn at the beginning of the study. And after 12 weeks, they were able to better withstand that UV radiation. So that's kind of one example of what we're talking about.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I love those studies that just highlight more of the benefits of a really healthy summer salad or a cucumber and tomato salad and big piece of watermelon that we get to enjoy. It's also protecting our skin.
Yes, I love that.
Tell me a little bit too about what you've discovered about a whole food plant-based diet, protecting against wrinkles.
Well, I just wrote an article for a medical journal, and I called it the anti-wrinkle diet. Sort of how would you, if you wanted to really protect yourself against the development of skin wrinkling, how would you design a diet for that? And it really broke down into 3 areas on if you're making that link between the science of wrinkling. And we talk about the importance of oxidation, inflammation, and glycation. And so those are 3 molecular processes that really accelerate wrinkling. So if you're designing a diet to prevent against wrinkles, you would design a diet that protected you against oxidation, that protected you against inflammation, and that protected you against glycation. And if you're thinking about a way to eat to protect against all 3 of those, it really boils down to eat power. So a lot of fruits and vegetables have high levels of antioxidants, and they also have high anti-inflammatory capabilities. And so that's one example, fruits and vegetables really eating power. And then the second part of that to prevent glycation is you really have to stop sugar spikes. So that's when your blood sugar levels get really high really quickly. And one of the ways to stop that spike is to really focus on eating more plant-based fiber. So not, I'm not talking about granola bars with fiber added to them. I'm talking about that natural fiber that comes in fruits and vegetables to help keep those blood sugar levels stable. So that's kind of the key to an anti-wrinkle diet.
That's great. And it's beautiful breakfast and a delicious lunch and an amazing dinner, right?
Yes, it really is.
And I've often found through the years, you probably have noticed this too, but just by looking at someone's skin in a crowd, you can really get an idea of types of food that they're eating.
For some parts of it, yeah. Now of course there's lots of skin diseases that are not related to food.
Yes.
Yeah, but certain people do have that healthy glow where I think they have a lot of blood flow through the tiny blood vessels that supply the skin. And so instead of having that like sallow complexion, they do have sort of that healthy glow. So there are connections.
And are there any studies that correlate like carotenoid levels in the skin with healthier skin?
Yes, it's interesting you focused on carotenoids because absolutely. They did a really elegant study where they showed that people who have a higher consumption of carotenoids, so, that's in your green leafy vegetables and your yellow and orange vegetables, the people who had a higher consumption of those actually did have more of a healthy glow because those carotenoids do seem to be incorporated somewhat into the skin. So, and that's without getting that full on orange skin that you might see. If you eat
Juice fast, right, or something.
yeah. If you eat a ton of carrots, but even without that, yeah, people had more of a healthier glow. So absolutely, there's a link there.
That is great. Well, we are so excited that you're joining us this year at the PBNHC, the International Plant-Based Nutrition Healthcare Conference, September 11th through the 14th. And this year, as you know, we're doing a virtual conference. And so we're thankful that you'll be there. And for anybody that's interested, it's pbnhc.com. You can register today. And again, if you want to find Dr. Katta's book, it's on Amazon. I just looked it up. It's called Glow, A Nutritional Approach to Naturally Gorgeous Skin. And so, Dr. Rajani, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Johnny, it's been a wonderful conversation. We're so excited you're joining us this year. And I'm going to look forward to learning more from you at the conference.
Thank you. Me as well.
All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.